Hi guys, it's Summers here and welcome to episode 8 of season 3 of my Squad Goals Career Mode series with Aston Villa. And as you can see here, we are going straight on into our first match of the episode against Southampton away from home at St Mary's Stadium. The lineup for this game is Horn in goal, Bree at right back, Upamecano and Bastoni are in the centre with Henry at left back. We've got Grealish, Berge and McGinn in midfield with Nelson, Weah and Smith Rowe up front. A kit clash has meant that both teams here are playing in their away kit, as Bastoni makes a really strong tackle there out on the wing on one of the Southampton players, and McGinn comes away with the ball. He knocks it inside to Berge and Berge knocks it out wide to Bree. Breeze knocks it down the line to Reece Nelson, who's got acres of space to run into, and Smith Rowe, for the world of you, looked like he was going to get his head on the end of that one. Southampton once again having the ball taken away from them by one of our players, and we've got off down the right hand side. We've got Grealish on the ball now. A lovely lob through ball there through to Reece Nelson, who's found himself some space out on the wing and gets the ball into the box, and it's Smith Rowe on the end of it. It's almost a carbon copy of the first chance, and this time though Smith Rowe hadn't got anybody around him and could pick his header and knocks it in past the Southampton goalkeeper. Really good cross there from Reece Nelson, and nobody around Smith Rowe as he just nods it past the goalkeeper. Almost a diving header in the end, and look how the Southampton defender nearly gets an interception on it. Gabbiadini to Porto. Back to Gabbiadini with the effort. Oh, and what a lovely one-handed save there from Horn as he stretches across the goal. Bastoni trying to get across to stop it as well, but in the end it's Horn who has to push it around the post. Once again, Southampton on the attack here, 20 minutes into the game. They've knocked it into the box. We've managed to get it all clear, but McGinn put it right back into the mixer, and Horn has to make a save from a decentish shot. Bastoni there trying to block off, but couldn't quite get across to block Elanusi in the second half here, but Horn is able to save it. More pressure from Southampton, and once again Horn has to come to the rescue and make a save. Lovely loop through ball there to Timothy Weah. He then finds John McGinn. John McGinn hits the post, and it's another time we've hit the woodwork. Becoming quite the theme of this career mode series as we catch up with Sparky there, Mark Hughes, who obviously we've just beaten in this game against Southampton. Reece Nelson, man of the match, with an 8 for his effort. Smith Rowe and Horn got 5 points. Simulating the Player of the Month scenario from last time around, it was shared between John McGinn and Horn, so we're just replacing Horn's option with McGinn's in the secondary version of that, in order that both of them had 3 slots in one training mode and 2 in another to make up the total of 5. And we're moving out to the second game of the episode. We're going to face off against Bournemouth here at the Vitality Stadium, and here's our lineup for the game. We've got Horn in goal, Bree at right back, Upamecano in the centre with Henry at left back, Grealish, Maitland-Niles and McGinn in the centre with Nelson, Brewster and Smith Rowe up front.
Thank you for attending the Vitality Stadium.
30 minutes in here, and Rico Henry's pushed the ball on down the wing and managed to cut back inside. McGinn onto Maitland-Niles and onto Grealish, who unleashes one from about 20 yards, but it's easy pickings for the goalkeeper. Maitland-Niles on the edge of the box with one of his long-range efforts, the second of his long-range efforts, but both are closed down quite easily. Reece Nelson out in the wing here, cuts back into the box, and Grealish can't quite control it, and then we have another shot that's wide. Brewster out wide to Rico Henry on the overlap. Knocks it into the box. As possession of the ball. Rico Henry out left here, knocks it inside to Smith Rowe. He's going to cut back, finds Maitland-Niles, who then finds Grealish towards the edge of the box, but last second tackle there from the Bournemouth player manages to stop Jack Grealish. Knocks it out over the top back here to Henry. He's once again putting it in the box, and we've got the header away from Tim Ferrer, but we can't quite get it on target. Keeper manages to
the referee has indicated there will be a minimum of 2 minutes added time.
Into Weyer, trying to find some free space. We've got a free kick there, ref. Come on. What happened to the free kick? It flashed up, we lost possession, and then we didn't get the free kick. It's a 0-0 there against Bournemouth. Not the worst of results by any stretch of the imagination, but it is one that I think we perhaps should have won. All players in that game, Henry, Horn and Grealish, shared 2 points each towards the Player of the Month, which is now led by Horn with 7 points, and Nelson has 6. Out to the training mode here, and we've swapped out back into the youth academy players. So we've got Lundberg, Giordano, Rossi, Conti and Mason all filling out the slots. So let's move on into the next game of this episode, and we're at the Etihad Stadium against Manchester City for this one. Let's have a look at the best defensive teams in the league. Man City tops that one, so we're going to need to do something special to break them down. But as you can see, we're actually on that list as well, so that's quite surprising. We've got Brown in goal, Braderick at right back, Ampadu and Bastoni in the centre with Zagadou at left back. We've got Shaparenko, Berge and Dozal in midfield, with Lundberg, Weyer and Tavernier out up front. Huddle before the match as we have a bit of a get-together to try to understand how we can beat Manchester City, and that was a very close effort there from them from that corner that we've just managed to scramble away in the end. Coming out on attack against us here, and 24 minutes into the game, been under the cosh up until that point, and Benez has managed to put one past the keeper. Not much we could do about that effort, in all fairness. He struck it first time. Defenders are obviously not in close proximity to him. They've tried to put him under pressure as best they can, and he's just smashed it home. 1-0 down. Ambrose here got in behind the defenders, but there we go. Ampadu really strong in that situation, and we've managed to get the ball back in possession. Ampadu with the header. It's come out though, and Sterling's now got the ball on the edge of the box. He knocks it inside, and he's back to Sterling. Lovely bit of 1-2 play there as Sterling finds some space into the box, and we're now 2-0 down against Manchester City. Running riot at this stage really, 36 minutes on the board and already 2-0 down, but Sterling there crafts himself some lovely space with the 1-2, and we can't get near him, and he just puts it into the top corner. Brown does his best to try to stop it. Andre Dozal here on the ball. Lovely through ball to Tavernier, who's managed to find some space out on the left hand side. Knocks it into the box, but keeper's come out to prevent Weyer from scoring the header. Into the second half here, 70 minutes on the clock. Lundberg there, waits for the overlap from Braderick. He pushes it on down the line, cuts back, knocks it into the box. Managed to defend that effort, but it's come back out to Braderick on the wing. He's going to put it back in again, and Mason with the header. Connor Mason there, the CDM that we signed up from the Youth Academy, has managed to get himself on the score sheet. There's nobody around him when he got his head on that ball. So Braderick here cuts back, throws it in left-footed, and there he is waiting at the near post. Connor Mason just nods it in past the keeper. Really good header. And that gives us the impetus maybe to push on and try and get a draw out of this game if possible. Manchester City there, Sane on the ball. Jesus, Sane, Zinchenko with a massive effort there from about 25 yards out. And we've had to push that around the post. Really nice strike, a bit too straight there, and Ollie Brown's managed to put a hand on it. Danilo, step overs, but my man Connor Mason steps in to stop it. Lovely through ball there out from the box there from Ollie Brown out to El Mohammadi, who's pushing it on down the wing. Oh, the man's still got it. He's managed to get himself out down the wing and throws it into the box, but the keeper's there, pushes it away. So it was 2-1 there to City, a loss on the board. To be expected against that kind of opposition, to be honest. We did have to field a number of players that perhaps haven't been in the first team so far this season. Bradrich was one of them, he got an 8, and Mason was a fantastic performer in that game and got himself 6 points towards Player of the Month, which is currently being led by Horn on 8, Bradrich on 8, and then we've got Mason and Nelson on 6, with Burge on 5. And what we're going to do here is we're going to call Gabriel Santoro back from Inter Milan. We'd sent him out on loan, but really need the young player as we are struggling for depth. Such is the ferocity of this calendar. And we've got to face off against Crystal Palace now at Villa Park. Our lineup for the game is Horn in goal, Brie at right back, Upamecano and Guadana in centre back, Henry at left back. El Mohammadi is playing in midfield with Maitland-Niles and Santoro. Mancini, Dicko and Matheson face off up front. And Crystal Palace here on the ball with only a few minutes on the clock. The ball's been stolen away though by Maitland-Niles, who's so strong, has managed to find Mancini out on the wing. He cuts back and gives the ball to Brie, who's knocked it inside to Maitland-Niles. Maitland-Niles with a strike. It was always going to be a fabulous attempt on goal, but to try to score from there would have been nigh impossible as Dicko gets in down the line, lobs it up to the back post. Such an unlucky effort there from Dicko, as I think that was Santoro trying to get in at the back post. Oh, Upamecano, so close with the header as the keeper comes to rush to prevent him from scoring. Brie knocks it out to Mancini, who's on the wing. He cuts back, knocks it in left-footed. Matheson at the back post. Youth play, you're never really going to score from there with somebody at his skill level at this stage, I wouldn't have thought. And we've got Crystal Palace on the attack here, playing the ball around inside the box, trying to find some space, working us, moving us around. And they've managed to find that space and they've hit the post. And we've managed to scramble it clear. And another great effort there from Crystal Palace that Hornets has to push around the post. Moving out to the second half here, and we've managed to find some space out on the left-hand side with Rico Henry. He throws it into the box, and Dicko nearly gets the first goal of the game, but it's closed down by the keeper, Munir. But that's El Mohammadi there with the strength. Surely that's not a free kick there, referee. Come on. Nonetheless, Munir's going to take it. Hits it, and it's just over the bar there from Munir. Dicko in the centre with a nice back heel back to El Mohammadi. He finds Rico Henry out on the left-hand side, who knocks it inside to Santoro, finding Maitland-Niles, and Maitland-Niles with a left-footed effort there tries to drill it past the keeper, but he's good for it. Santoro here looking rather tired, holding off the play until he can get it out to Matheson. Matheson cuts back, puts it in left-footed. Dicko, you would surely think he was going to score that goal from there, and Giordano there closing down his player and preventing him from the attack. But they're still on the ball, Crystal Palace, and they're managing to find some free space on the edge, and they've got in behind us. The centre-backs there losing their men. Wickham getting in behind the lines and manages to knock it past Horn. just moved us around, and Upamecano didn't follow the man. Henry didn't go towards him, and that meant that they smashed that into the top corner.
The official has indicated there will be a minimum of
Time added on here, and we're really exposed. Trying to push forward, trying to get that equaliser. We've shipped another goal, 2-0 down now, and there's certainly no way back from there. As the players go off to congratulate themselves and Roy Hodgson for their performance. Goal line decision system, which is showing that the ball isn't over the line because there's a white patch, and as you can see from above, the ball's not over the line. Oh, but it is. So why bother showing it when it hadn't actually finished? Ridiculous FIFA goals line technology system there. Congratulations to Crystal Palace there. They were the better team. We were not at full strength, however. This is quite a challenging calendar in this period of the season, and so Henry gets 5 for his efforts in that game towards the Player of the Month, which is now led by Bradrich with 8, and both Henry and Horn have 7. And as we can see there, Saturday the 27th of February, that was the game that we've just played. And look at this scheduling. We have the Carabao Cup final on Sunday, February the 28th. That means we have played 2 games in 2 days. What is that about? So now we have a very understrength team. Everybody is completely fatigued. We're going to obviously try and throw as much weight behind this game as we possibly can because we want to lift the Carabao Cup. But we're going to struggle here because we've got a lot of players that are very, very tired. We can't even get a decent bench together, to be honest, because we've played so many games in the last few games of this episode, and having had the patch recently as well, that's had an effect because unbeknownst to me at the time, we were having issues whereby if you press hard, you do fatigue the players heavily, and throughout a couple of those games there we were using the pressing method to try to win games. So we're going to have a look at that in terms of the way that we play going forward. But obviously that doesn't help us going into this Carabao Cup final. We just need to try to find the best possible lineup we can and go from there, really. So as we can see, we've picked the best solution that we can find as we head off into the final against Stoke City. We're playing this game at Wembley Stadium, obviously. And here's the Stoke City lineup, as you've already seen our lineup. And that's what we're fighting for, ladies and gents, the Carabao Cup. Hopefully we will be the victors at the end of this match, but as you know, we are slightly under strength based on the fatigue that the squad is under at the moment. So we've got Brown in goal, Bradrich at right back, Ampardo and Bastoni are in the centre, with Agneman at the left back, McGinn, Berge and Grealish are in midfield, with Smith Rowe, Brewster and Nelson up front. Knocking the ball back there to Ollie Brown. Oh, and he's played a suicide ball out, and luckily Stoke haven't capitalised on it, or have they? And he makes a fabulous save with his feet, redeeming himself, I guess, for his error in the first place. Should have scored there, Stoke, so that's a bit of a let-off as we get the ball out to Reece Nelson on the wing, and he tries a fancy step over, which gets the ball taken away from him, but we've managed to get it back to him down the wing. Can he cut inside? He can. Has he got anybody in the box? He drives the ball in at the goal himself, though, and it was a really good effort, in fairness. Left-footed as he comes back across it. It's a few yards wide, though, looking at it from the replay, but a good effort nonetheless. And Pardew inside to Grealish on the overlap to McGinn. McGinn finding some space, and he hits it. And it's so unlucky there from John McGinn. He's scored some goals like that already this season, the captain, but he can't manage to put that one away, I'm afraid. Great through ball there from Grealish out to Smith Rowe, who cuts immediately inside, and lob through ball over the top to Brewster to chase. He's going towards the byline, so he's going to cut back. He tries to get it in the box, but the Stoke City defence are able to get the ball away. As we knock a ball over the top to Reece Nelson, he gets it under control and cuts back inside, lobs it into the box, and Ryan Brewster there trying to get the spectacular bicycle kick onto it. Stoke on the ball here out on the right hand side, have knocked it into the box and they've scored. It's a sloppy bit of defending from ourselves, and they've managed to score a header at the near post. Sleety there. Being congratulated by my twin, who's in charge of Stoke City. It's a relatively basic goal. Knocked it into the box, and Pardew doesn't get to his man, who knocks it across the face of goal and into the top left-hand corner. Play opens out there with a nice theatrical back heel from the Stoke City player, and then it's knocked into the box, and another theatrical effort as they try to bicycle kick that one in there from Højbjerg. Here we go from the free kick, from the goal kick. We've knocked it out to Wagnerman. Wagnerman finds Bastoni, who's given the ball away to Stoke, and they've hit the post. What a fabulous effort there from Stoke. Smith Rowe here out on the wing. Knocks it into the box. A couple of players were unrushing but couldn't manage to get under their spell. Brewster here inside the box, knocks it out to McGinn. McGinn with an effort, and it comes back to him. He's going to try to find some space, and he's found Burge on the edge of the box, who's found Grealish inside the box. Grealish with a lovely attempt at the back heel to find Brewster, but it's blocked off by Stoke, and they get away off down the wing. Bastoni there covering off. Tries to pass it into Burge, but Burge... yeah, okay, we'll move on. And Pardew tries to make the tackle and misses it. Wagnerman now trying to put the Stoke under pressure, and great save there. But Burge is going to pick up a yellow card for that infraction earlier in the move. Knocks it out wide to Wagnerman, and we've gone ultra attacking. We need to get a goal here, and Smith Rowe's off down the wing. He's cutting inside, cuts back, and he's found enough space to score a goal. Great goal there by Smith Rowe. Bit of individualism there from the ex-Arsenal player. Cuts inside and just slots it home across the face of the goalkeeper. And he's got us back in this game at 1-1. And that's it. That's the final result. We are 1-1 in this game, and we are going to go to penalties. As the players head off to the touchline to figure out who's going to be taking the penalties. Who's going to step up and be brave? So the first penalty here for Stoke City. Can Ollie Brown make a save? He goes the right way, but he just can't get his hands to it. As Andre Dozzell steps up to take the first penalty for ourselves. And he's blazed it wide. We really need Brown now to step up and help us out. Play goes left, and so does Brown. Fantastic save there from Ollie Brown as Smith Rowe steps up to take our penalty and slots it into the right hand side. Keeper went the wrong way. Can Ollie Brown save our blushes once more? He can. It's another fabulous save as the player goes to his right hand side and Brown goes down to his left and picks out the penalty. Brewster smashes it down the right hand side. Stoke stepping up for their next penalty. Player looks a bit nervous. He's got a long run up. Brown goes the wrong way though, and he goes almost down the centre of the goal. As Timothy Weah steps up to take his... And he's hit it down the centre, and the keeper's gone with it and pushed it away. So it's 2-2 now in this shootout, but can Ollie Brown keep us in it? He can. It's another save from Brown. As Reece Nelson steps up to take the lead in the shootout. Can he do it? Goes off down his left, he can, and we win the shootout. Carabao Cup winners. Can you believe it? We've had to fight exceptionally hard for that all the way through the competition, and especially in the last game when we were really struggling with a fatigued squad, and we've come out on top. I think we can put most of that down to Ollie Brown. He was amazing in that shootout, and he fully deserves all the plaudits that he's going to get for it. Yes, Bastoni, we've just won the cup. That's the mark of our season, and that shows the sort of climb that we're on with Aston Villa. And remember, we've got somebody incoming that is really going to help to shape the future of this team as well, in the form of Marcus Rashford, who will come in at the start of next season. But having said that, the players that are at the club at the moment have managed to succeed and have managed to get us a trophy in the cabinet. The Carabao Cup is ours to lift, and it's going to be Ampadu to lift the trophy as the captain from this game. And what a fantastic achievement. Aston Villa Carabao Cup winners. As the crowd applaud the players in that game. The game's top players were Wagnerman with 6, Smith Rowe with 5, getting us back into things, and Brown with 3, although that's a bit mean considering how he did with the penalty shootout. The player of the month is Smith Rowe and Bradrick sharing. Nelson, Henry and Horn also have 7 points and share the second position. And there's confirmation of us winning the Carabao Cup with the 1-1 in the game and taking the victory on penalties. Hope you enjoyed that episode where we've just obviously lifted our first silverware. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel for more FIFA 2019 content.